Ignatius, in the spiritual exercises, in the first principle and foundation, asks the retreatant, what is our purpose? And our purpose is to praise, reverence, and serve God, and by so doing to fulfill our nature as image and likeness of God. For 450 years, the Jesuits have been boundary crossers. One of the boundaries we need to cross now is from a mindset that would just be utilitarian in its treatment of all the many other creatures and all of nature around us, to a new land, a new land of sustainability, a land of environmental justice, a land where we are once again at harmony with nature, at harmony with God, and at harmony with one another. This divide, the sustainability divide, is not just between the human race and the rest of many species. It's within the human race as well. There are the few of us who are a great weight on the planet, and then there are the many who are very exposed. The effects of climate change increasingly subject people, especially in the tropics, to greater and stronger storms. And of course also, there are these new and growing droughts, where societies which are very fragile are finding it even more difficult to sustain themselves at the most basic level of human subsistence. The science is clear that human beings are affecting climate. Sustainability and environmental justice are expressions of our stewardship, that we've been given so much by God, but we don't own the world. We are simply asked to care for it. So, in the end, sustainability, it has to be about us really reassessing our entire relationship with nature. Are human beings outside of nature, or are we part of nature? Is nature simply something that's morally neutral? Or actually, do the other species, do all the living creatures, and these large ecosystems, do they have moral standing in and of themselves? And do they deserve our respect and our care and our support? So, can we move from an anthropocentric worldview to a biocentric or even a geocentric worldview, and see ourselves as loved and held in this great system, but not as the masters of the system, rather as sort of the beloved who are in the garden and who are supposed to tend the garden. And so we're called upon, we're invited to create solutions. We have to think of the whole life cycle of everything that we use, from manufacture and transport to consumption to disposal. We can readdress our own relationship with the rest of creation and take a lighter stance. It's not a question of us abandoning the 21st century and moving back to the 16th century, although a somewhat slower pace might do some of us some good. If we buy less stuff, if we use less energy, that will allow us to redirect our resources to things that matter more to us. These are questions that touch on our identity as a species, that touch on our identity as a people, as a human race. Now is the time for all of us to step forward and be creative, to be inventive, to be humane, to be careful, to be caring.